So you're given the perfect speech, everything is going awesome, you feel great, and then all of a sudden somebody interrupts you, right? You could be in a group presentation, you could be in front of a bunch of people, somebody raises their hand, they have a question, or they have a comment. How do you handle interruptions? There are four key ways, four key ways, I have my marker. The very first way is to make sure you take a deep breath. So somebody interrupts you, before you go off on a tangent, take a deep breath, settle yourself for a second, just consider what they're saying. Number two is to confirm what you're being asked. So when someone makes a comment or they ask you a question, just make sure you say it back to them so that you know exactly what you're being asked and you don't go off on a tangent answering something that hasn't been asked. Take it from me, I've made this mistake 1 billion times where I've gone off on a tangent and found out later on that, wow, that really wasn't what that person was asking me. And boy, did I look really not great when that happened. So anyway, so confirm what's being asked. Number three is to consider the source of who's asking you. So this is one that I don't think gets talked about a lot, but if you're in a group and let's say there are 10 people in the room, whether it's at a job or what, let's say you're at a job, right? There's a huge difference between your boss's boss asking you a question or your coworker Nick, who you can't stand, who just likes to hear himself talk, asking you a question. In the first case, you want to make sure that you really consider their question and you answer it appropriately and you put your best foot forward by answering it the best way possible. In the second case, with annoying Nick, you just want him to stop talking, right? So you just want to answer it quickly and move on, right? So always consider who's asking a question because it can really mean a lot to you long-term and short-term. And then the fourth thing to do is to respond concisely. So whatever your answer is, keep it to 2 or 3 points. Never go more than that when you're responding, because then what happens is you get in this huge dialogue with somebody and it becomes more difficult for everyone else to follow and you start to lose the pace of the speech, then you get behind on timing and now you're flustered, so what I always do is if I feel like the speech is getting away from me or the crowd is getting away from me and losing interest, if somebody says something and I answer it and then they have a rebuttal and then I answer that, what I'll say, hey, this is a great conversation. I'd love to have it with you later on. I want to get back to what we're presenting on so I can respect everyone else in the room, right? Just say that, get you right back on track, and then you talk to them afterwards, right?